What is up, guys? Got a fun deck for you today. Today's deck, trying new NR cards in a stockpile siege deck. With that, won't be using Kimbolt. Just doesn't really entirely fit with this because of siege. You want a lot of like the actual coming onto the board and not just being pulled out of deck. But like the inspired Zil one, where you're running him, is so strong. It's just I'd seen a lot of people doing it, and this seemed a little bit more original. So I decided to go with that, give a little mix up and something different. But we are playing almost all the new cards here, except for Kimbolt. Even Demavend, honestly, being at 7 strength, not much is taking him out, you know, except locks and heat waves. But yes, we kind of have to live with that. Heat wave is kind of really, don't run into it as often, and especially because I've D-ranked so much, just not as available on this level. But you're going to witness just how absolutely broken this card is. I think it's one of the cards that a little bit, and when everyone was looking at the reveals, kind of flew under the radar of how strong this card is. But it's insane. I mean, in the combo we're doing here, it's a lot of point slam and you thin 3. And the fact that it can tutor anything basically, like it could tutor you 3 golds theoretically. That's crazy.
Not bad.
Also, I don't know what deck we're going up against, but that's a throwback there. Hate that card though. Talk about binary. Yeah, I mean, just look at this. 17 points on him. We've now thinned 3 cards. We get our mutagenerator that we missed. Like, it's crazy. So one downside is because like of the Agroids, you know, everybody's probably gonna be running Tall Punish. So when you do this combo, he's probably gonna get deleted. But honestly, you're not too unhappy with that because, again, you just thin 3 cards. Yeah, that Siri Dash is definitely going to go off, so that could create some problems for us. We'll maybe hope that we can still take the round and just siege delete him round 2 would be a possibility. But yeah, like here's an instance, kind of, and that really sets us back from winning it. But we are going to get so much carry over here, it's not even funny. And so I know this is a siege deck and stockpile. But the reason we're running like Reaver Scouts here is just abusing Mutagenerator because it's an unbelievably strong card where it gets us, you know, because that's a 5 provision card, and then we're going to spawn another 5 provision card. So we have the Arbalest and then just that one Rivian Pikeman and just some other soldiers for Reaver Scout to actually target because they can't hit siege engines. So that's why those are kind of included here, not just doubling down on siege engines. Yeah, we'll just get a lot of carry over here. I don't think we're winning, considering he's also now got Portal going down. This is a huge flashback deck, though. I feel like I've been transported back a couple years, or however long it was. Yeah, so that's just kind of, you can see the combo why we're doing that. And I've seen some people, just go and comment on this even though we're not playing it, but who don't want to use Mutagenerator in a Kimbolt deck, definitely use it because you're still going to be able to pull out those cards, right? Like if everything's getting boosted up, then that's the cards you're playing, that's the orders you're triggering, and then that's the one he's pulling out. It might make it a little bit more complicated on which bronze units you're going to do the 1 boost on, the 3 different ones, but I would definitely say still play Mutagenerator in that deck. One kind of benefit here with going just stockpile and siege, just higher point ceiling in many instances. You're a little bit more vulnerable to, like, if you don't win the round and they, you know, take out siege from you and push you to a short round, you can be hit pretty hard with that. But stockpile as a leader just is a lot more points. in terms of just like in a vacuum the leader value of itself, if that makes sense. Like obviously the ability to run like dual units and stuff in Inspired Zeal could push that over the limit, but the cooldowns you get and then also the volunteers at spawning is just really good. I think just works better for Siege.
Ours is not to reason why.
Well, we're not hurting for carryover. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 6 carryover potentially on a single unit. We'll see if I pull up the deck soon and we can see. Yeah, look at that. Whew. Yes, please.
Come forward. Enough.
Okay, this is probably our pass here. I would like to play that last one. You know, we might have range or reach, not range. Yeah, I think we go for it honestly. After all he's played, and if I have to expend a, you know, Radovid or I don't know about that Henselt, but might be worth it. Would also beat him in the long run, even though Siege wouldn't be going first. Would we even be able to gain back our card? No. Because we go to 6, he goes to 7. No, we would, if we dry pass him, actually. No, but we're going down another one if he passes here, so no, no matter what, we're down our card. But like, back to those Kelly days, what a stupid card. Just sits out there 4 turns later. Oh, you get an unbelievably broken advantage. Look at that boost. I hate Siri Dash. What a terrible card. At least the other Siri is like more interesting. There's a little bit more of a catch to that. And she's just the one who's bouncing back into your hand. Is that just normal Siri? Or what's that one? I think it's just normal Siri. That one is fine. If someone plays that and they get it off, respect. But just Siri Dash, it's... Even when you're playing it, like... And it gets answered, it's like, wow, that was amazing. That did absolutely nothing. Binary is thrown around a lot in Gwent. I'm very guilty of that. And I think it's also applicable in a broad sense to describe some things. But Siri Dash is 100% pushing towards that true binary one. Not as binary as like a Colgrim, because it's either doing its thing or it's not. You know, it's either 1 power on the board or it's growing by quadrillion billion. You know, that's true binary. But Siri Dash is not far behind. Kind of managed to pull off a decent bluff there in that round 1. I'm surprised our opponent kind of didn't just pass. That Mewtwo generator carryover can save us. I mean, holy cow. Bronze is coming down at 11 power.
All that dancing around. It's not for me.
Great play there, opponent. Downside to control decks. Well, this isn't really control. That's a huge misnomer, but downside to, I guess, reactive. Are we relying on your opponent playing stuff half the time? Also, shout out to this card definitely getting nerfed soon. I really, this was another one where people like were under, the second I read it, I'm like, I was shocked this is a 4 provision card. This definitely screams like 5 or even 6. Like every time you use an order, damage enemy unit by 1. Like you think even with Arbalest, and that's one of the main reasons we have him here, is the combo with that. How many times it's just gonna be, and it's, you know, damage, so it's very valuable. Like you'd think with NR it'd be like every time you use an order, boost a random unit by 1. Like that'd be such a way they design an NR card. But no, they like push into like really strong territory. Same with that Funeral Bolt. Both of these are going to 5p guaranteed. And they're still worth playing at that. Funeral Bolt just makes you realize how often stuff goes into your graveyard. especially when you're playing SK, like between discards, specials, things like that. It's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to go siege here. If our opponent's smart, he should just pass here. I feel like he got scenario out of us, and we're gonna have to commit another card and probably, or not probably, but possibly a gold too, since we're down. Well, I guess only 11. I guess the spawn off of the other one should take care of it. So a bit thing I'm deciding here is just sequencing, and if I'm going to try and hold on to the Henselt, which I probably will try and hold on to him just so I can have a short round. I'm doing this also to have the chance at okay, just guarantee. I was going to see if I was going to roll high roll to see if the trebuchet would hit something, but it hit the armor, so I'm glad I went ahead and spawned the other one. Anyways, just not to lose my card here, though. Alright, we'll develop some more carryover.
Do not test my patience.
Tried to high roll. I shouldn't have. I should just ping the shield just to be certain.
Tomfoolery! Enough! The other beast.
Definitely going to Reaver Scout so I can at least make some use out of it. Point-wise, it might hurt, but you know, not going Henselt now and getting some extra engine value on there, but what can you do? Plus, we might even be able to hold out here in case he passes.
You're not fast enough. The windmiller hit you hard. No, do the pendulum. I'm much better at that.
One more time.
And that's why I was pinging the little Witcher student back there. Was figuring it was a Leo and trying to eliminate as many Witchers as possible. Not the best Reaver Scout, but we'll take the extra 2 points. Get that crew pocket going, and we unfortunately have to use Henselt.
And look at when! Attack!
You know, that actually might be better in a shorter run compared to like keep battering ram instead of the Caraballista. But hey, we got 3 leader charges, 11 power Caraballista, some other boosted units. Honestly, like, we get Caraballista with the siege support, we are rolling. And amphibious assault, there you go. I tried to make use of the 6P card here. I really think you should honestly use reinforcements instead. Reinforcements is so strong in this deck because of the resupply cooldown stuff, and then just again mutagenerator value and just other siege engines. But I tried to use the new one. I could just never really get around set up right through it because you need that long Arthot orders. But opponent basically gave up. They had enough of the siege. They overcommitted in the earlier rounds, so they had nothing left. Anyways, on to this next one. We got double cross. Maybe 2 onagers. Take it. I'm gonna put one of those winches back. Going ahead and doing the second one just for the Demoven play. And also a huge thing with those winches, like if you miss Demofend and you just draw them, they still synergize pretty well with the deck, especially something like Foltest Bride. Really unfortunate we didn't have muted generator here with this hand. A lot of bronzes. Okay. Point slam is real. Yeah, I'd probably get the onagers down. Because you want to play them earlier in the round, so if I go Arbalest then start playing onagers, like Arbalest isn't gaining a whole lot of value compared to like if you go Arbalest, you play 2 onagers, its value's delayed until you start playing the orders later. Whereas if you just go onagers now, they're going to be getting value off of the reinforced ballista, then you play Arbalest, then you play your orders. Like that's a better sequencing.
Do I enjoy torture? Perhaps. A bit.
So probably just like assimilate across the board, right? I mean, we are at some lower ranks. You run into some weird decks, which I appreciate. It's one thing I hate when I played this game a lot more, is in the massive grind, is upper ranks. It's just, oh boy. Can't wait to play the same against the same 3 decks all day. At least down here you get a lot more variety. Though I will amend that. Lower, when you first get into pro rank and at the lower MMR or whatever it is, that is actually the best because people are just like glad they made it to pro rank and they just start messing around with decks. That's also another spot on the ladder that has a lot of creativity and originality. Probably the 2 most absolute cancerous places are like if you just queue casual, like the training mode but versus players, as I guess what it is now. That is somehow like the sweatiest area. That and like rank 3. Worst spots on the ladder by far. What's he gonna lock? I don't know about that. Honestly, I don't know about that. But it's not like a stretch or anything. We play orders, Arbalest is gonna start shelling out so many charges and the onagers are just gonna be eating good. So yeah, I actually put it in the crew pocket. Paid attention to that. But we need to commit something else. We need to take this round. Especially on blue coin. It's a little too close. Yeah, I mean, you can just see how busted Onager here is, like, for a 4P card. And because the thing is, like, even if they'd got answer when I play, like, who cares, it's 4P. We'll take it. Okay, might want to kick a scout here. Oh, we got Dem Event. Let's kick maybe we do the double winch thing. See, like this, in this instance, it can get us Amphibious Assault. Now, the one thing you do risk with it is, if it's heat waved or locked or something, as you put it down, when you're not doing like an Inspired Zill thing or anything like that, you could lose a lot of good cards, so it's probably the one downside of it. It's a very minor one and can be easily avoided with unit, stratagems, leader charge stuff. Like you can set it up where Dem and Ben is just absolute powerhouse. We're going Siege here first. We've mentioned it many times on the channel, I'm sure many of you guys are familiar, but especially in a damaged, focused engine type thing, if you go first, you are really setting yourself up to win. Especially like in mirrors, like if it's Siege versus Siege, that round 1 is so critical because whoever wins that can just instantly go Siege round 2 and they're gonna win. It is near impossible for the other opponent to win because they're just gonna get board wiped faster. The other side's going to get their engines on quicker, and they're going to delete the other person's engines faster. And I've had it before where I didn't win round 1, but the opponent made the mistake in dry pass to go into a long round. So I was able to go first in round 3 and just deleted him. I don't really know if our opponent's going to get too much value out of that. We'll see though. Maybe have tried to activate the crew and then I could have just targeted the Artorias. That's a misplay, I'd say. Let's see the damage we can get here. Alright, sweet. Get rid of him anyways. Oh,
There is no shame
okay.
in fear.
Haven't seen that in a bit. I was scamming over Demavent. I was seeing if it was just limited to Northern Realms cards. If he managed to get it, because that would hurt. But instead he goes Radovid and he gets nothing from it, so I really feel like all the other choices that he would have seen were better. Radovid is literally the worst card to pull from my hand. Like, out of any combination there. I guess maybe you could argue the Pikeman, but man, especially like Reaver Scout. Couldn't Reaver Scout get you another Sergeant?
Ours is not to reason why.
Look at all these crew pockets. Thing of beauty. Fortunately, he's not inspired, so we're going to need Death Blow on that if we want to get the... Or we're going to need to be able to activate the Death Blow to get the ability. We don't get it automatically. Yeah, that winch is a throw right here for sequencing, because going for the 2-0, now I'm going to have a card in my hand that I'm not going to be able to activate the order from. I should have saved that winch. That was a huge misplay. I was focused too much on trying to delete stuff, I guess. Tunnel vision, and didn't pay attention to all the orders left in my hand. Guy drew very well.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
Arguably, Radovid would just be the last play, and you just kind of take him for the one charge. Unless my thought process back when I recorded this was to save Demavent for round 3. But if I'm doing that, then I can't even really play Reaver Scout. I'm only playing that as a 2. I guess we could see how much of a gap I have. Some Henselt to some big boy over there. He likes those battering rams. It's a decent pass. I mean, we're getting some passive points here. We have enough of a gap. Probably gonna get something good from him, which we did. Oh, we managed to steal a card, so it actually turned out to be a really good pass. That's not enough? What the? Alright, well this is game over. Yeah, wow, that turned out to be like pass of the century. Holy cow. opponent doesn't know how to do math. Why don't you just play the second sergeant? Okay, yeah, and he alt F forward. What a loser. Yeah, I do think sequencing there, though, we should have just went all in for the 2-0. Definitely, I think, could have pulled it off there. Because if he did manage to get out of that, and he answers our Demavend, I think we just lose, really. I do suppose we have Amphibious Assault, and that could save us, but we weren't able to generate any carryover from Mutagenerator, so just something, I guess, to note for your games, paying attention to some of the sequencing stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you like the deck. Nothing too crazy. There's probably better NR decks, but it's fun, a little bit more unique, playing lesser league and all that, so what can you say? Alright, cool, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.